difference to you why Miller Lite tastes?
Yeah! Miller Lite, taste the true Pilsner.
Look, are you with her or with me?
Yeah!
Here they come to pit road during this full course caution as a result of Derek Cope's crash. Everybody on the lead lap taking the opportunity for the stop. Here's John Kernan.
After the last round of stops, Dale Jarrett took the track in 14th. Right now, he currently runs 12th. He's the first of the leaded lap cars to make it into his pit stall. They'll do 4 tires. Fuel, DJ said the car was pretty good, but they took a ½ pound of air pressure out of both of the front tires. Pit stop looking pretty good right now to Bill Weber.
Ricky Rudd is here on the edge of his fuel window. He's going to get a clean windshield, 4 tires and fuel. He needs to be better on longer runs to Jerry Punch.
Jeff Gordon can make it on fuel. Can he make it on energy? He's down and away. And Gordon, once again, for the 3rd time, will not beat Mark Martin out of the pits. Martin, a 4-tire change, a slight air pressure adjustment to tighten the car up, and he is down and away.
Gordon gets out second. A battle for 3rd coming out. I don't know whether Rusty Wallace or Tony Stewart got to the line first, but NASCAR will determine that as everybody else makes his way back onto the racetrack, including Jeff Burton. We are under caution for the Derek Cope incident at the top of the hill, turn 3.
Goes in the corner and the car just refuses to turn. The State Fair corn dog goes right in the tire barrier and through the tire barrier up on the bank.
And that's where the car still is. They've got it down off the banking, but it's still buried in the tires as they try to get that car off the racetrack. We'll run 112 laps here this afternoon. 73 have been completed, and we'll be back in a moment.
There are hundreds of lawnmowers to choose from, with a broad range of quality features designed to meet your needs. But the ones that have the edge to do the job right have one feature in common: a powerful, high-performance Briggs & Stratton engine. Make sure your lawnmower is powered by Briggs & Stratton, the power in power equipment.
Is it your dream to make it to the big leagues with all the long ball hitters? It's easier than it looks. Just enter the ESPN Long Ball Sweepstakes presented by Century 21. And you could score a trip for 2 to the 2000 All-Star Week. Tune into this year's All-Star Week and watch the Century 21 Home Run Derby, July 12th at 8 on ESPN. Then call or log on with the player who hits the longest home run. ESPN's Long Ball Sweepstakes. Enter to win.
Eagle One A to Z Wheel Cleaner removes stubborn brake dust easily. And Eagle One Wet Tire Shine applies a clear high gloss shine instantly. But why does NASCAR winner Mark Martin use premium Eagle One products exclusively?
And the winner, Mark Martin. When you're in the spotlight, you always want to look your best.
Eagle One A to Z Wheel Cleaner and Eagle One Wet Tire Shine for the perfect finish. Eagle One, are you ready for the attention?
Choosing a personal watercraft can be a real test, but Rusty Wallace knows just what he wants. Polaris, when you know what you want. See your local dealer for big savings on select models.
I travel light. I can pack everything I need into a weekend.
Ford Ranger, built Ford tough.
Welcome back to ESPN as we cover the St. Mark Cragen 350 NASCAR Winston Cup race being brought to you by Polaris Watercraft. Ride the best. By Ford Ranger, the only compact pickup built Ford tough. And by Briggs & Stratton, put more power into your lineup. Make sure all of your outdoor power equipment has a powerful, dependable Briggs & Stratton engine. The fruit of the vine, grown here in the Napa Valley, some beautiful estates. as you drive through the roads and the highways in the area up here north of San Francisco. And again, some of the finest wines in the world are produced in this area. There's a lot of peace and serenity up here, but when you travel down in the city of San Francisco, there's where you find the activity, especially this weekend, surrounding the X Games. 80,000 people are down there watching the X Games, and here's a look at some of the things we'll be covering tonight at 9 o'clock when we begin our coverage of the X Games on the Deuce. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. There's the skyline of San Francisco, and there is the pier, or the piers, 30 and 32, where the X Games are actually being held. Under caution here at Sears Point because of Derek Cope's crash. They're still working on getting the car off the racetrack up at the top of the hill, and so we'll be under caution for at least one more lap. Jimmy Spencer has the lead of the race again. He is off sequence in terms of pit stops, so he's the leader right now with Martin, Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, and Rusty Wallace, the top five.
Over the years, a lot of businesses have put their names on one line of trucks, the one that's overall the most powerful line of pickups on the road, the one that was first to offer quad cab versatility, and the first and only full-size pickup to receive J.D. Power & Associates' Most Appealing Award 4 years running. We understand this name faith. We're pretty fussy about what we put ours on, too. Get a club cab with air for $20,985.
Pepsi presents another Jeff Gordon moment. The date was June 28, 1998. Jeff Gordon, looking for his first win at Sears Point, set a new qualifying record on the newly configured road course. Overcoming a late charge from Bobby Hamilton, Gordon took the checkered flag to continue a road course victory streak that now stands at 3. Another Jeff Gordon moment.
Gordon is way behind. Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done. Oh, my. What is he thinking? Holy Baloo. What the heck is that? Ooh, that's got to hurt. Well, what could possess a man to drive like that? Gotcha. He's making his move. Backward. Gordon wins. We got to get him a cup holder.
While these two trucks appear to be exactly the same, there is, however, one measurable difference. The brand of brake pads. Performance friction carbon metallic. The power to stop the best. Ask for them at AutoZone.
Hardee's All-Star Racing Team Collectors Cup, featuring all 7 members of the Hardee's Racing Team.
Martin's coming in for an unscheduled pit stop.
It holds 44 ounces of your favorite beverage, even if you can't. Get your Collectors Cup now at Hardee's, a proud sponsor of the Roush Racing family.
So what you're saying is you can't change your oil every 3,000 miles because you're too busy, so you push it. Just like your cheap brother-in-law at one of those all-you-can-eats. Hey, it's your car. You want to learn the hard way? Be my guest. This is reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. You ought to change your oil on time, but if you can't, can you say insurance? Quaker State. It's been tested. It works. What more do you need to know?
ESPN is live today at Sears Point Raceway, Sonoma, California. Overhead shot courtesy of the Pennzoil Copter Cam. There on the far right of your screen, you can see the field making its way up the hill through turns 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're being led very slowly by the pace car. We are still under caution because of Derek Cope's crash, but Cope is back on the racetrack. They got him down off the tires, and he's back out there. Let's check out a Cope pit summary. Mark Martin lost a position. He's second to Jimmy Spencer. So did Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart. Jeff Burton went from 5th to 23rd. Remember, he has a gear problem and will continue to have problems. Jeff Bodine, however, changed 2 tires and moved from 21st to 7th. They're changing 2 tires to give him good track position. And boy, they sure accomplished it on that particular set of pit stops. Nemechek remains the same, and Rudd gains several positions, or rather loses several positions.
So does Hamilton, Andretti, and Kenny Irwin goes all the way back to 15th. And Mark Martin didn't actually lose that spot, but Jimmy Spencer decided to stay out. And I guess Spencer could not make it the rest of the way, so he said, what the heck, I'll stay out and lead some laps and see what it's like to run up front on a road course.
You know, this is the second time this afternoon that he has led under this situation. During the caution, he is off sequence in pit stops and so remains out and picks up the bonus points. He led 5 laps at Watkins Glen last year and is in the lead once again here at Sears Point. We thought they were going back green, but they are not. Instead, they have brought the track crew out to soak up some oil that's been put down on the racetrack. More from Bill Weber.
And Bob, that is a huge, huge advantage for several teams down here. Originally, we thought 40 to 42 laps on fuel. Some guys aren't sure they can make it. And when they just stopped under this caution and fueled up, a lot of guys know they're on the edge of the window, and a lot of guys figure they're going to be on the outside of that window looking in at the end of this race. A lot of teams really need 2 more caution flag laps to guarantee them reaching the finish. Of course, there is no guarantee in racing, is there?
No guarantees, but I think where that oil came from was Brett Bodine. He had made a pit stop, and as he went up the hill, Benny, we saw a lot of smoke. There he is in the pits again, apparently with the transmission problem, John.
Yes, Ned, exactly. A leak in the transmission fluid. In fact, you can see where he's sitting on pit road, the fluid leaking from the transmission. The team underneath it trying to get it fixed. The NASCAR officials checking it out, but they still have not gotten it fixed.
There is oil almost, or transmission fluid, a considerable distance around the racetrack. NASCAR and the track crew out there cleaning it up right now.
Figaro, 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 Figaro here, hey Figaro, Figaro there, hey Figaro, Figaro here, Figaro there, Figaro up, Figaro down, Figaro.
Vigoro Lawn Fertilizer gives you more predictable, continuous feeding, whether it's hot, cold, wet, or dry. Vigoro. People everywhere are singing its praises. Only at the Home Depot.
For Dan and Lisa, it just clicked. So they loaded up their Ford Expedition and got back to doing what they love. Answering the call of the wild. I lost them. And they unleashed a beast of their own. That big 5.4-liter Triton V8. Gotcha. And you thought Little Red Riding Hood got a close look. Ford Expedition. Built Ford tough.
You know, this place reminds me of a guy I knew named Julius. Another Darrell Waltrip story. Oh, really. This guy, he was in the junkyard one day kicking around, and he found a rocket booster. So he says, I'm going to set myself a land speed record. So he got that thing up to speed. He hit the switch. He took off into outer space.
So whatever happened to him?
He came down out here somewhere.
Get out of here. On Route 66.
Now, Kmart.
Hey!
He's in the garage.
Hey!
If you're going to have a garage, have a garage. And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Pennzoil with Pure Base, specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do?
Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Pennzoil.
NASCAR Busch Series. It's a combination of raw speed and nose-to-nose, bumper-to-bumper, door-to-door competition. It takes a great driver to win here. Always has, always will. The NASCAR Busch Series. This is NASCAR.
They're coming to the green flag to resume the NASCAR Save Mark Cragen 350. The green flag going to be coming out here at the beginning of lap number 79. At the moment, Jimmy Spencer leading, but he gets loose at the line. Now there's a battle between Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin for second position as they go up the hill. Who's going to win this little battle? It may go to Jeff Gordon because he has the inside line on that right-hander.
And it looks like it will, and here goes Jeff Gordon by the Tom Hubert car, closing on the back of Jimmy Spencer.
And Martin also trying to get the inside of Hubert. Now, Hubert is not on the lead lap. He's 2 laps down in 37th position. Jimmy Spencer still has the lead, but Gordon is about to gobble him up. Here comes Tony Stewart, and also Rusty Wallace and Joe Nemechek to the inside of Hubert. Tony Stewart in 4th position, and once again, he's showing that he has taken to this series very well.
Now let's see if Jeff Gordon can outbrake Jimmy Spencer down in turn 11. Take that lead away. He's going to try. Spencer's trying to block. And Tony Stewart's trying to get a good line so he can go. Now turn on the inside, Tony. No, that didn't work too good. Let's cross that one off the book. Oh, here we go for the lead.
Yeah, here goes Gordon.
Yeah, he got that traction off the corner. His tires are much fresher. And he's been getting good traction off of that corner all day long. It worked for him again.
And Jeff Gordon retakes the lead on lap number 80. Here comes Mark Martin down to the inside of Spencer.
Wow, this is going to be a gutsy move up the hill. And he takes second spot, does Mark. Great move by Mark Martin. Wow.
Jimmy Spencer had his best start of 1999 today here at Sears Point. Started 5th. His best finish of the year was last weekend at Pocono. 14th, and there's contact between Stewart and Spencer. Stewart passes him and also fends off a challenge from Rusty Wallace.
You better get on out of there, too.
More from Jerry on Jimmy Spencer.
Guys, not pitting was the only opportunity Jimmy Spencer and the team had to try to stay out and get track position and hope for a caution flag. They're going to have to pit in about 10 or 12 laps. They came in last on lap 61. They couldn't make it, but it looks like their strategy might not have worked as he's now backsliding. His tires are just worn out.
You see some racing here. Jeffrey Bodine, I should say, only got 2 tires, but he's hanging right in there so far.
A lot of traffic down in turn number 11. Terry Labonte, Michael Waltrip, Wally Dallenbach. They're running back in about 30th position. Meanwhile, up front, there's Gordon, Martin, and Stewart. Rusty Wallace trying to get around Jimmy Spencer now.
This is where Mark Martin a little bit ago drove up beside Jimmy Spencer, took that spot away. Rusty was not able to do that. Now maybe he'll try to outbrake him down in turn 7. Nope.
Dale Jarrett moved up into the top 10 once again. He's in 8th position, trying to protect his points lead.
He just got passed by Ricky Rudd, moved him back to 9th.
Ricky Rudd looks back at Dale Jarrett on board the Tide Ride. And you see Rusty Wallace on the inside of Spencer, and Nemechek closely behind, so Spencer will lose 2 spots up in turn 11.
Joe Nemechek has had a very good, consistent run here today. He's run in the top 10 just about all afternoon long in the Bell South Chevy.
Well, I said he lost a spot, but Spencer fights back and stays in front of Nemechek.
Well, again, we know that Spencer is going to have to pit here before long, but he is certainly giving everybody a good battle here, despite the fact that he's got quite a bit of damage up there in the left front of the car.
That came way back in the race when he and Bobby Labonte got together.
Oh, and Nemechek run over the curb, had to get off the throttle, which allowed Jeffrey Bodine to come up and challenge Nemechek. And we see Ricky Rudd on the inside of Jeffrey Bodine, tries to take the spot away as DJ watches.
And Rudd takes the spot.
Yes, he does. He's driving very aggressively and knows how to do it here, yes.
Now we watch Nemechek as he tries to get on the inside, tries to outbrake Jimmy Spencer. He will do that, take over that spot. Moves him up into fifth.
Let's see if Rudd can get the traction off of that corner. Nope. Not what he needed to make the pass.
There's Jeffrey Bodine and Dale Jarrett. Jeffrey Bodine's most recent win was on a road course back in August of '96 at Watkins Glen. Has 3 road course wins, including here in '92, at Riverside in '84, and the Glen in '96. Jimmy Spencer holding off Ricky Rudd's challenge for that 6th position.
Who would have thought that? Even Jimmy Spencer said last week, no, when we're going to Sears Point next week, I won't be very good. Here he is in 6th position, holding off one of the best, Ricky Rudd. Well, right now, because I think Rudd, when he goes down the corner, might be able to do something about that.
There's Bobby Labonte. Been an up and down day for him. He's been off course at least twice that I can think of, maybe more, but is in 14th.
Yeah, he's picking some cars off. He was 18th after the pit stop, so he's moving towards the front.
Bobby Hamilton's in a lot of traffic. Ward Burton is right behind Bobby Labonte. He's running in 14th spot. There's Ward.
Sterling Marlin, the Coors Chevrolet, the 40 car there, does not love road courses, but he's doing a pretty doggone good job. He's in 15th position.
On board with Sterling, who won the pole at Pocono last weekend. Sterling did lead 14 laps here last year at Sears Point, has not led yet today, but is having a good run. Bobby Labonte is all over the 4-car Bobby Hamilton, as Bobby tries to take over 12th.
It's almost like that rear bumper is loose, because I can't believe the back of that car is bouncing like that. Surely it isn't bouncing like that.
There was contact between Hamilton and Earnhardt earlier in the race that may have caused the bumper to come loose. Now Labonte looks inside of Hamilton. Hamilton tries to protect the position, but a nice move by Bobby.
Well, he's going down in there as fast as he could and smoked that right front tire, but he got the spot.
Have to be careful when you're driving that hard. Don't want to lock the brakes and flat spot those tires.
There's the leader, Jeff Gordon. His advantage over Mark Martin is about 1 1/3 seconds. Tony Stewart runs 3rd.
And last lap, Tony Stewart was faster than the first 2 cars. A little bit, but a little faster than Gordon or Martin.
Rusty Wallace is 4th, and Joe Nemechek rounds out the top 5 at Sears Point.
Hey, boys, I'm lost. I'm looking for Franklin Street exit. I'm going around for an hour. Come on.
Want more power? Try Valvoline SynPower Complete Fuel System Treatment. Cleans your entire fuel system with advanced synthetic technology.
These are Cobalt tools, the finest mechanics tools you can buy in any store. They've got contoured handles for a better grip. And the K-drive that grabs fasteners on the sides, not the corners, which means more torque, less rounding, and less slippage. So Cobalt tools can stand up to anything. From where I'm standing, that's a very good thing. Cobalt, setting the standard in mechanics tools. Made in the USA and guaranteed forever. At Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and online.
This summer, if you can dream it up, Sonic can put it in a cup. We've got hundreds of drink flavors you can mix and match. Plus, our 44-ounce Route 44 big drinks. Enough choices to let your dreams run wild.
Sonic America's driving.
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169.
Pep Boys, cars like us, people love us.
I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts, bare, man.
If the technology in SuperGuard motor oil can protect these high-performance engines, imagine how it'll perform in your new Ford Taurus SHO. Visit our website, Citgo.com, and you could win a 1999 Ford Taurus SHO or one of 500 other valuable prizes when you play the SuperGuard Online 500 Racing Challenge. Register to win at Citgo.com.
I've been everywhere.
Back at Sears Point, where Jeff Gordon is leading after 86 laps of 112 in the St. Mark Cragen 350 NASCAR Winston Cup race. Looks like Rusty Wallace trying to give Tony Stewart a bit of a battle. There's Mark Martin, of course, in second spot.
Rusty Wallace, the past few laps, has been faster than the top three. Tony Stewart now has fallen back a bit. As I mentioned a few laps ago, he was faster than the front two, but that last time, he was the slowest car of the top six.
At the beginning of the show, we talked about how the points could change as a result of this road course race here this afternoon. Well, as far as the points leader is concerned, that's Dale Jarrett. He's currently running in 7th position. Jeff Burton is having a bad race for the second week in a row. He has transmission problems and has dropped all the way back to the final car on the lead lap in 31st position as we see some activity down at turn number 11 once again on board with Sterling Marlin.
And Bobby Labonte was right in the mix of that. He got on the inside of Jimmy Spencer going into that turn. He's already passed John Andretti and is coming up on Jeffrey Bodine. Bobby Labonte is coming on. He's now moved up to 9th place. He picked off about 9 cars since this restart.
And of course, he is second in points headed into this race. 4th place, Mark Martin. He's running in 2nd spot. 5th place, Jeff Gordon is the leader of the race. There's some damage on Kenny Schrader's car. Bill Weber has an explanation.
This isn't a tough one, Bob. Believe it or not, he ran into somebody.
Is that right?
That's it.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Well, I'm glad I could contribute. But the big news for Schrader, or the bad news, I guess, is that obviously that's closed off some air to the engine, and it's really running hot. In fact, the temperature gauge is pegged. Jeremy Mayfield takes an off-course excursion, but Schrader's temperature gauge is pegged, so he's really hoping he can live to the end here.
Back in 17th at the moment. Of the other point standings, 7th in points, Dale Earnhardt. He's running back in 20th spot. Ward Burton, 8th in points, is currently 13th. Jeremy Mayfield, 9th in points. We just documented him going off course momentarily.
Back in 15th right now.
And 10th place, Terry Labonte is in 32nd, a lap down.
And he got caught a lap down on a green flag pit stop just as he was coming out of the pits. The caution came out. The leader went by just by a couple of feet. And it really was a devastating situation for Terry Labonte.
In the battle for 8th position, Bobby Labonte chasing Jeffrey Bodine. Pretty equal on speed. Down the chute, headed for turn 7.
I think those 2 tires, Jeffrey only took on 2 tires on the power team car number 60, and I believe that has hurt him some. It gave him great track position, and he's still better than where he was, much better than where he was before he made that pit stop, so apparently it was a good call.
He was back in 21st. Now he's running in 8th spot.
Hardee's field summary showed you we have a Chevy leading, a Ford in 2nd place, and a Pontiac in 3rd. And here's another Pontiac trying to take a spot from a Chevy. Bobby Labonte is going to get the job done in turn 11. He now moves into the 8th spot. Labonte has not led a lap here yet this afternoon. Coming into this race, he was the only driver to lead 14 of the first 15 races. Andretti and Jimmy Spencer back for 10th. On board with Bobby Hamilton.
That's a good battle there for 10th, 11th, and 12th. Hamilton is the 12th place car, right on the back bumper of John Andretti. Say hello to Richard Petty again. He's, little smoke out of the 43. I guess he just smoked the tires going into that turn. Of course, Richard the owner of that STP Pontiac number 43.
If you haven't been with us during the weekend and you don't know, Richard Petty was in intensive care for about a day and a half. He is still in the hospital. He is expected to be released probably tomorrow. But Richard, we know you're watching. We're hoping that you get out of there very quickly and wishing you the best. Apparently a bout with some bleeding ulcers put him in there in the hospital, but the King fights back.
So we wish him the best, and our prayers are with him as his car is really in the thick of the battle here.
Trying to get into the top 10.
As we watch this battle, and we talked about Jeffrey Bodine just changing 2 tires, so now you understand why track position is so key on difficult racetracks like Sears Point, where it's so hard to pass. To see the 43 car, he gets a run on Spencer, and he might have him this time. Spencer fights back.
You'd think that was an unusual place to pass. We've talked about turn 7 and turn 11, outbraking them there. I've seen several cars pass at that particular point on the raceway, so they found something there that we didn't know about. Dale Jarrett made several passes there earlier. Ooh, Bobby Labonte moved right up on the back bumper of Spencer. Thought he was going to tap him there for a moment, but didn't.
Looked like I saw something hanging off the left rear of Jimmy Spencer's car, like it's a piece of metal or... There it is. I don't know exactly what we're talking about, but it's...
Yep, something has been torn loose in some of those bumps that he's gotten out there.
Oh, and Hamilton gets off the track. We see him off the track. We see cars going by.
Yeah, that cost him. Here comes Ken Schrader, Kenny Irwin. Kenny Wallace didn't quite get by, but it looked like Mike Skinner might in the 31 car on the inside.
And there's Dale Earnhardt right there also. The advantage that Jeff Gordon has over Mark Martin is about 1.6 seconds. And Jeff has a 3.5 second lead over third place, Tony Stewart. That's the way it is with 91. 100 laps completed at Sears Point Raceway in the St. Mark Cragen 350. Stewart third, followed by Rusty and Joe Nemechek.
Sometimes you feel just gotta get away. You need the freedom from the day-to-day. 'Cause you've got friendship, freedom, family, fun. You're on a Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson, Hampton Roads. Harley Davidson, Southside. Hampton Roads, the Southside. Your legendary Harley dealer.
It doesn't matter how it shatters. Who repairs it does. You do have a choice. Call or request Precision Glass today. Does this rock chip in your windshield look familiar? Have it repaired by Precision Glass and Mirror. Most insurance companies will even waive your deductible. So call Precision Glass and Mirror today, before it spreads.
My name's Rick, but everyone calls me The Rick. And yeah, so I'm on ESPN.com. I like to go on and check the scores of my sports fantasy teams. One of the things that's cool about that is I'm into fantasies and fulfilling dreams. I'm playing a lot of wiffle ball lately. One of the things that I've been using to kind of mix it up a little bit that they don't expect is I lay a couple of bunts down every once in a while. And it's kind of an underused strategy when you're playing home run derby.
Jimmy Spencer, who was the leader, began to drop back, now has come in for his final pit stop, rejoins the action. We have heard in the last few laps that Jeffrey Bodine was having transmission problems, and now he's off course.
Well, if he's like hung in fourth gear, that certainly would be a problem, because you use the transmission to slow the car down. Watch him going down turn 7. If he doesn't have this transmission to help slow him down, the brakes, if he gets in too deep, the brakes just will not do enough. But Kenny Wallace on the inside of the Square D car, and Jeffrey was trying to give him room and got in that debris and through the dirt he goes.
So that great pit strategy that they worked out to get him up in the top 10. Oh, another car up on the wall here. It's Ken Schrader. Just like the one car.
Oh, he
stays on the roof.
Yeah. Steve Park landed on all fours, but Schrader is upside down in exactly the same area of the racetrack that Steve Park had his crash early on. You see, that's exactly the area where the pace car comes onto the track also, and the 2000 Monte Carlo moves on to the racetrack, or is about to bring out an overall caution. We can do is hope.
Looks like he's pulling him out feet first.
Oh man.
All right.
There he is.
Wow.
Okay.
You just kind of hold your breath and don't say anything until you know the status, but wow, we are sure glad to see Kenny emerge from that tangled mess. Schrader's saying, boy, did I do that?
He said, wow.
Let's take a look at it. Again, it's just about the same type of crash. He goes over once, 1.5 times, and then rolls back on the hood.
Looked like he was going to roll on the wheels, and all of a sudden, whoa, he's going to go down and talk to somebody. No, I guess he just ran across the racetrack.
Maybe looking for somebody, but I think he's more interested in.
He was in the thick. You know, remember a few moments ago when we saw those cars passing Bobby Hamilton down in turn 11, there were a lot of cars that were running awfully close together there, but we didn't see him make a gesture. All those cars have gone by. Had to take one last look back at his car.
He doesn't have a very long walk to the pit area. He's waving hi to Robert Presley.
Been hi to his crew. He said hi to Kenny Wallace, his teammate.
So Schrader is okay, but the car is on its roof up in the area of turn number 2, and we're under another full course caution in the St. Mark Cragen 350.
Hey, Buckman. Follow us. Come on.
Like I'm gonna fall for that old trick.
Not so good.
All 4 barricades, huh?
The kids come first. They're always on your mind. They're always first and foremost there. I'm Cynthia Hodges. I work at Ford Motor Company. I'm an engineer, and I'm also a mom.
We're the people who buy and use WinStar. We know what it's like to have kids, and that helped us design this car. It's full of ideas that moms will love.
I'm able to open the doors, and they're not blinded by a dome light.
Because you never want to wake a sleeping baby.
That allows me to listen to the music I like, and my kids can listen to what they like in the back.
My mom's favorite type of music is old stuff.
This sensor is really smart. The beeps get faster as you're about to back into something. Beep, 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 beep.
Parents always want the best for their children.
The safety ratings.
Safety was the utmost importance, and the 5-star rating was a big deal.
I designed it for my neighbors. I designed it for my playgroup. I designed it for what's now become a part of my life.
Hey, my mom built that car.
Better ideas, driven by you.
Back at Sears Point, Kenny Schrader there on the right of your screen has just about made it back to pit road as the team rescues, or the safety crew rescues his car. We are under a full course caution because of his incident. Here it is once again.
Just like the one car, Steve Park backing in the corner over the guardrail. Kenny Schrader gets out. He's a little angry. He says, yeah, I'm fine. Here's Steve Park, the Pennzoil car, and watch that. Boom, back on his wheels.
But both drivers were able to walk away from the incident. This will be Schrader's first DNF of 1999. Others that have not have DNFs are Mast and Labonte. Down to Jerry Punch.
Kenny Schrader walking toward us. First of all, Kenny, are you okay?
Yeah, we're I was starting to get a little tighter in a couple of fast turns. I was down in the right rear here, hung the right rear in the slick stuff. She started coming around, just held on, and it wasn't going to get pretty.
Did you have trouble getting out? We saw one of the workers trying to help you out with your feet. Were you trapped in the car at all?
Yeah, I was just upside down, and things were condensed a little bit. And undid the seatbelts before I took the steering wheel off. And I know better than that, but I just had a little trouble getting out.
All right, Kenny, we'll let him walk back behind pit wall and get back toward his pit. Obviously out of breath. What a wild ride. Fortunately, these NASCAR stock cars are safe, and he can walk away. But, boy, you say road courses aren't exciting and can't be a little bit dangerous? Kenny Schrader just showed you.
Well, he sure did. But again, the good news, no injuries. There's the Bobby Hamilton car, an extended pit stop during this caution period.
Sorry, Ned, they're setting the toe in on that car just like they did Kyle Petty's car earlier in the day.
95 laps completed of 112 here at Sears Point. It's Gordon, Martin, Stewart, Wallace, and Nemechek, the top 5.
Here's what happens inside high horsepower engines. They get hot. Hot enough to turn firemen into ice cream truck drivers. You don't play with heat like this. You get Quaker State High Performance, a synthetic blend for high horsepower engines. It's been tested. Actually, it's been barbecued. For pure maximum protection, nothing's better. Quaker State, sensible technology. What more do you need to know?
Sears Point Raceway, Sonoma, California for the NASCAR Winston Cup Save Mart Reagan 350. Earlier today, you saw live coverage of other road racing. In Watkins Glen, the NASCAR Busch Series competed in the Lysol 200. There are the top 10 finishers with Dale Earnhardt Jr. pulling out another victory over Ron Fellows, Mike McLaughlin, Jack Baldwin, and Jason Keller. And so while we await the cleanup to be completed near the Kenny Schrader crash, we'll tell you more about the X Games from San Francisco, just down the road from Sears Point Raceway. Coverage begins tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern.
X Games. Snowboarding, sky surf, white stuff, skateboarding.
Pier 3032, San Francisco.
X Games 99.
On deck, on the dock, the royalty of Bike Street, Mira and Miron, and Skate Vert, Hawk and McDonald.
Mike, Tony Hawk, Fabiola, Sean, Murray Brown, Biker Sherlock.
Premiering tonight on ESPN2 and July 3rd on ABC.
There have been 80,000 people down in San Francisco on Piers 30 and 32 to watch the X Games, and you can see it at 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight.
That's probably how many people we had here today at Sears Point Raceway, somewhere around 80,000 people watching in a beautiful, beautiful day. There they are, some of them. Hey, guys, gals.
Once again, we have been here for about 4 days and had just incredible weather. Nice, comfortable temperatures, and really a really nice weekend. The location is Sears Point Raceway, Sonoma, California, the Save Mart Reagan 350, the 16th race of the 1999 NASCAR Winston Cup season. Down to Bill Weber.
Well, this caution, certainly a bad break for Ken Schrader and company, but it could be a huge break for some of these guys that were right on their fuel window. Most of them now believe they will be able to reach the finish and will not run out of fuel. That's disappointing to a couple of teams down here that thought they might be able to outlast everybody on fuel. But now most of these teams at the front of the field believe they can reach the finish without pitting for fuel.
This caution has helped that situation, of course. We have been under caution for the last couple of laps. Schrader's car is in a safe position now. They did not tow it back to the pit area, but they did get it well off the racetrack. Down to John Kernan with a report on Dale Jarrett.
An anxious moment for the points leaders crew here on pit road. DJ radioed the crew just moments ago and said, hey, talk to the 10 spotter. Ask Ricky to take a look at my left rear tire and let me know if it's flat. Well, Ricky looked at it, said it was okay, and as he came by, DJ got the thumbs up from the crew. They told him everything looks all right, but he was worried for a moment that he might have a left rear tire going down.
He is up there in 7th position. Up from 29th.
That's quite a movement forward. Just amazing.
Ricky Rudd has had a good day. He's in 6th position. This side of his car looks okay, but when you look at the left front, it's a little banged up.
He's certainly made contact with someone.
But apparently it's not hurting him too bad.
Rub the letters off the front of the car there, and it's bent that sheet metal back onto very close to the tire. But apparently there's no rub, and that's the good thing. Down to Bill Weber.
And he told his crew just when the caution came out, when they were discussing whether or not they were going to pit, that basically he's responsible for that. That's kind of how he got his way through all that traffic after the last green flag, using the chrome horn, as they say. So Ricky's responsible for that damage on his own. Said it probably didn't help the car a whole lot, but he had to get to the front or as close as he could. And they figure they're in good shape, and obviously they can reach the finish now.
Hey, Bob, we're coming around ready for a green flag this time.
Lights out on the pace car, so as they move through the S's, we are going back to green when they hit the line. Jerry Punch with a report on Jeff Gordon.
Well, we don't know how Jeff Gordon's going to be able to do, but he's not even answering the crew on the radio, but he's just trying to conserve energy. When Ray talks to him and says, just be patient, take your time, all Jeff does is cue the radio to let him know he hears them. He's conserving every bit of energy for these final few laps.
And there will be 14 to go when they get the green flag.
Is Tony Stewart going in the pits?
Yes, he is. John.
Well, I was just told by one of Dale Jarrett's crewmen, Brad Parrott, that he said, hey, the 20 car's got a flat tire. He's coming in. And Tony makes his way onto pit road. And it looks like the left rear tire is down on Tony Stewart's car. Man, oh, man.
That is a tough break. And there's still 30 cars on the lead lap.
Green, turn right.
He has been up front all afternoon, and now as we get the green flag on the 99th lap, Stewart is in the pits with a flat tire, and he's going to fall into about 30th position. Well, up front, Gordon pulls away just a little bit from Mark Martin. And Jeff Gordon has picked up the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps here today.
Question is, can he last 14 more laps? Physically, can he last 14 more laps? And can stay on the racetrack?
On board with Rusty, who's 3rd. Now the Pennzoil copter cam.
If he goes on to win this race, Jeff Gordon would be the only driver to win from the pole here at Sears Point.
And he's done it twice.
I mean, yeah, the two have done it twice. The others have done it, but he would be the only one that's done it twice.
2 years in a row.
I believe Bernie Irvin did it one time, didn't he?
Yep. And Mark Martin did it in 1997. Here's the points as of now. Gordon would stay in 5th position. Rusty Wallace up 2 to 9th. And Jeremy Mayfield down 1. A lot of point changes in the second 10. And of course, next week at Daytona will mark the halfway point of the season.
Still a long way to go as far as that championship is concerned.
Yes, we're only about halfway. But right now, Mark Martin is thinking about one thing, past that 24 car, and he's glued to the bumper of the DuPont Chevrolet.
He's going to keep the pressure on and certainly make Jeff draw every ounce of energy that he has.
For a way around.
Whoa, he tried to win that corner like he was on dirt. And Earnhardt goes up behind, gives him a little nudge.
That's back in 13th and 14th. Kyle 13th and Dale Earnhardt in 14th position. It's been another up and down day for Kyle Petty also, who currently is the highest that he has been in the race, but he's been as low as 39th. So he's running exactly where he started. They've been working on the toe in every pit stop, and apparently have got it pretty good.
It looks like it's in good shape.
Oh, see him. Jimmy Spencer back there smoking that right front tire.
It's Darrell Waltrip, who is still on the lead lap in 15th position. Did a pretty good job this afternoon on the road course. Baseball tonight is coming up next here on ESPN. We're going to go over our scheduled off time, but when we conclude with the race, and a battle up front as Mark Martin gets alongside Jeff Gordon.
Trying it on the outside. That didn't work, but boy, he made a great try.
Man, he is right on that back bumper of the DuPont Chevrolet, trying to put all the pressure he possibly can.
And of the top 6, we get speeds on the top 6 every lap. The slowest one among the top 6 that lap was Jeff Gordon.
And Bobby Labonte was the fastest.
The pressure is on Jeff Gordon.
You wonder about Tony Stewart. He's back on the track, of course, but he's in 27th position.
Boy, a tough break for the rookie. Rusty Wallace has a good view of what's going on ahead of him.
And he's going to watch Mark Martin this time going down in turn 11. Is Mark going to try once again to outbrake Jeff Gordon? Jeff really buries it down in the corner. Mark can't do it this time. Oh, he's going to try to get on the inside as he come off the corner. No, not quite.
Jeff smoked the tires a little getting into the corner. That allowed Mark to close right in, but Martin cannot take advantage and cannot make the pass as Gordon has the lead with 10 laps to go.
Bobby Labonte has gotten by Ricky Rudd and taken over the 5th position.
Looks like Mark Martin really gets through 11 and off turn 11. So good. We saw him yesterday in happy hour. Mark Martin goes to first gear down in turn 11. That might be one reason he's able to leap off that corner so well.
Look how close those 3 are nearing the end of the race. You just have a feeling that something's going to happen here in the last 10 laps. And a call to Joe Nemechek, who has run an extremely consistent race today. He's in 4th behind this trio.
He has Bobby Labonte right on his back bumper. Bobby is definitely one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now.
Oh, and Martin gets off course. Wow.
Just about lost control. There we see Bobby Labonte into the tires.
And colliding with Nemechek.
Come on, you're okay.
He's still running.
And Nemechek spins. I guess Nemechek has a flat tire or something. He spins off turn 11.
Will it bring out a caution?
Yes. It is. Caution is out.
Full course caution. They'll have to get the tires back into position in turn 11 for one thing, besides the fact that Nemechek spun, but he has gotten going again. Well, let's take a look at that again. First of all, Martin goes off course, but doesn't really lose anything because of it.
No, and then Bobby Labonte, the green car, watch him. He comes down through there, and he has too much speed. He's either going to knock Joe Nemechek off the racetrack or either get into those tires. And he chose to get into the tires and still hits Nemechek a little bit.
And then Nemechek comes off the corner and spins. I'm assuming one of the tires is flat, but I'm not sure.
Probably so.
Now from Ricky Rudd's onboard camera. It's Labonte and Nemechek just ahead of him.
Nemechek and Labonte both smoking tires, trying to get their cars slowed down. Both got in the corner a little bit too hard. So Ricky Rudd will move up to 4th spot now. Oh, man, what'd they put tires there for, Bobby said?
He sends them bouncing.
And look at the damage he has on the front of that Interstate Batteries Pontiac.
And I guess Nemechek did not cut down a tire. I guess he just tried to gas it off the corner and spun around.
He just wanted to get on out of there, and it broke loose on him.
Well, Bobby Labonte has extensive damage to the right front of the car, and again we talk about the points. He's second in points coming in, may have damaged his point chances right there.
Zero, zip, zilch, nada. That's all you need to drive home in your like new car today here at Hampton Road's fastest growing Pontiac dealer, Hampton Pontiac on Mercury Boulevard. Hey, we didn't pay full price for these GM program cars, and you won't either. Your choice. 98 Buick Skylarks or Olds Achievas loaded with equipment from 10, 7, or 0 down, $199 a month. Loaded up 98 Buick Centuries from $13,958 or 0 down, $259 a month. Pick up the phone. Give us a call. Just dial Pontiac. Hampton Pontiac, your used car superstore on Mercury Boulevard.
Weeknights only on PAX TV. They say doctors don't make house calls anymore, but look who's dropping by your place 5 nights a week.
Let me take a wild guess.
It's Mark Sloan.
Of course.
The good doctor who has no patience for bad guys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
5 nights a week. Let Doc Sloan cure your primetime TV viewing blues.
That's a good idea.
And best of all, he'll never burn you with a bill. Diagnosis Murder. 5 times a week on PAX TV.
ESPN's coverage of the Save Mark Reagan 350 NASCAR Winston Cup race being brought to you by Quaker State for protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. By Brewery Fresh Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR. Hey, race fans, this Bud's for you. And by Ford Motor Company, better ideas driven by you. Again, some scenic shots of the beautiful Sonoma Valley north of San Francisco. Just 1 horsepower there. We've had a lot of it on the racetrack here today, are concluding this race with less than 7 laps to go now under a full course caution. Bobby Labonte's crew tends to the car, which was severely damaged when he made contact with the tires and Joe Nemechek. As soon as we're finished with coverage of our race, we'll have baseball tonight coming up next on ESPN.
This is going to be a big blow to Bobby in the point standings because there are still 30 cars on the lead lap. And he's going to be back there, and it's going to be hard in the remaining laps that we have to fight his way back up through there, even if the car is capable. But we saw the damage on it.
And I would guess this is another break for Jeff Gordon, because the more laps he can run under caution and kind of relax and get his bearings, the better things are for him.
Well, he was certainly getting the pressure as we see Labonte go back out on the track. He was getting the pressure from Mark Martin. And
sure was.
Maybe this does give him a little bit of a breather. Certainly cuts down on the number of laps that Mark would have to pass him.
Well, it doesn't look very pretty, but Bobby Labonte's back on the racetrack in 30th position.
You wonder if those cars in front of him checked up when they saw Mark Martin almost go off the racetrack, and they had kicked up a little dust there, and if maybe they checked up and Bobby came in there with a full head of steam and saw that he was going to run over Joe Nemechek if he didn't turn to the right. And he's probably going to wreck either way.
Both he and Nemechek, both, as we saw, both of them smoking those tires trying to get stopped. So they both, Nemechek trying to defend his position and Labonte trying to take it away. I think both of them got in the corner awfully hard.
Still 30 cars on the lead lap, as Ned said. Let's take a look at it one more time. The incident between Bobby Labonte and Joe Nemechek.
There's that dust you're talking about. And all of a sudden, he tries to go on the inside of Nemechek. Nemechek pulls over, and right there, both of them are smoking tires trying to get stopped. But unfortunately, Bobby Labonte has tires in front of him, and that's what caused the damage to his car.
And if he would have cut over there to the left a little bit to stay on the racing portion of the track there, he would have hit Nemechek. And they both would have wrecked hard, because both of them still came out of it bad anyway.
Down to Jerry Punch.
Well, you got a feel for both those drivers. I was standing in Joe Nemechek's pits a moment ago when he came in and got 4 tires, and I think he's frustrated but also heartbroken. He told the crew he's driven his guts out, and they thought they were going to get a great finish today. Tony Glover said, don't give up, partner. We're going to put 4 fresh tires. You got a few laps to catch some people and make up some spots. But Joe Nemechek just heartbroken, thinking maybe he's going to come out of here with a top 5 finish, and it would have, could have, or maybe should have been, but not going to happen now.
Nemechek back to the 29th position. With 105 of 112 laps competed, they'll be going green in just a moment. Stay with us.
Well, here's your new town. Up ahead's the high school, Jimmy. 100% of the graduating class go on to Ivy League schools. And there's the baseball coach and the guidance counselor.
Hi, Coach Torrey. Dr. Brothers.
Hey, hi, Tom. And here's your new home.
It's beautiful.
By the way, remember I said it was 2 acres? Actually, it's 3. They added 1 for you.
Oh, hey, neighbor. Just dropping off a little roast chicken with white truffle sauce. 2 minutes in the oven and bam, it's done.
Thanks, Emerald.
They put in a pool before they left?
We can take it out if it's a problem.
Oh.
Hello. Hi, neighbor.
Just brought you this potted viola.
Whoa. Cal Rip.
If finding the right home were like this,
Can Jimmy come out and play catch?
you wouldn't need Century 21. Real estate for the real world. You could win $250,000 toward a home in the Century 21 Home Run Derby sweepstakes. Visit a participating office for details.
Welcome back to Sears Point Raceway, where we are still under caution, but as you can see, their lights are not flashing on the pace car, so it will be coming in, and we're going to resume the battle here as Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin and others clean off their tires and get set for the restart.
And there'll be 6 laps to go.
Yep, this will complete lap 106.
Could get interesting. It was interesting before the caution.
Weaving back and forth, trying to clean all the debris off the tires. So when they go in that turn 1 and make that left-hand corner, the car will stick.
Go, go! Green, green.
Gordon got himself a good start.
Rudd now 4th, John Andretti 5th. Jarrett is up to 6th, and Marlin, Ward Burton, Dale Earnhardt, and Kenny Irwin complete the top 10. And Irwin and Jimmy Spencer are side by side, banging on each other, and Spencer is going to take the spot away.
Yeah. Kyle Petty's going to drive on the inside of Kenny Irwin. Well, couldn't quite make the pass.
Remember, Spencer has fresher tires. He made a green flag pit stop way back there when he was running up towards the front. Ooh, Kyle coming in there hard in that turn. He's going to get the spot. And Kenny's out in the sand. Yeah. That's going to cost him dearly.
Loses 8 or 10 positions before he's able to come back on track.
And Ricky Rudd! Right across the racetrack. Oh, my goodness. Hard contact.
Ward Burton hard into the tires, as is Rudd. Man, that was quite a crash, and it occurred right in front of our broadcast position here, near turn number 10. They are racing to the line, and Gordon, of course, will win the battle there. And with 107 laps completed, now the caution is out once again.
Rudd's trying to drive his car out of there. Well, that's good that he's
and
okay.
Ward Burton is starting his car, too.
So apparently both drivers are okay, so that's good news, but both of those race cars are torn up.
Yep, they're used.
They don't know how bad they are.
There is a considerable amount of...
and right now, Ned, they probably don't care.
No.
A lot of tires have been moved onto the racetrack as the crowd cheers as Ward Burton and Ricky Rudd both pull away, because that was a very hard impact. There's Ward making his way to pit road. We'll take a look at a replay and see what happened.
Oh, Rusty Wallace gets through the dirt, and Ricky Rudd trying to avoid Rusty Wallace going back on the racetrack, gets off the racetrack. When he goes back across, that's when Ward Burton came in and banged into him. Heavy damage to that car.
Yeah, another couple of guys who had really run good here all day, kept their nose reasonably clean, had good finishes going, both Ricky Rudd and Ward Burton. Now they're going to red flag the race.
Because it's going to take a while to clean this up. Just like at Richmond last year, Ned, when DJ was leading the race, it's going to take a while to clean this mess up. These fans in California, NASCAR says, will not be deprived of a green flag finish to this race.
So just shy of completing 108 laps. The red is out while they repair the racetrack and get the tires back in position. We'll take another break and be back right after this.
And that looks like it'll do it for the rookie tonight. The skipper's headed out to the mound.
Dude, look, you're on!
For the southpaw.
Do something! Hey, caramba!
Don't be a victim of bitter beer. Drink Keystone Light. America's never bitter beer. So there's always a great taste, never a bitter face.
I hope my wife's not watching.
Stop making faces. Drink Keystone Light.
At Circuit City, we have everything you need for your computer.
From software and hardware to printers, high-speed modems, memory, or you can design your own system.
Right now at Circuit City, save $225 on this E-Machines computer with 15-inch monitor and color printer, just $499.99 after mail-in rebates. Our knowledgeable sales counselors will help you find just what you're looking for, and you'll always get a guaranteed low price. Save on your new computer today at Circuit City.
Back at Sears Point, where the red flag is out because of a crash here in the S's involving Ricky Rudd and Ward Burton. We're on the 108th lap, and the cars are stopped up near turn 7 at the end of the chute. There is the work that's being done here in the turn 9 area.
Well, one thing, they didn't want the race cars to come back down through here and run through all that debris that can cut a tire very, very easily.
See the NASCAR official standing up there. Once again, we'll show you exactly what happened. It's up in front of the, there we see Rudd, and here's going to come Ward Burton, and across the racetrack comes, wow, and and we see Jerry Mayfield's going to have some damage as well.
He got hit on the front as well as looked like up on the deck lid.
Ward Burton's car got airborne before coming back down on all 4.
Now watch Rusty Wallace. He's going to miss a corner here. Right there, Rusty goes straight. And when he comes back on the racetrack, Ricky's trying to avoid him and runs off in the dirt himself and just cannot ever get him back under control.
Then, boom, there's the impact with Burton, who goes down and slams hard into the tire barrier and the guardrail. And that's the situation at Sears Point.
And you wonder what made Rusty go off there to begin with. Did he have a tire going down, or that was unusual to see him go off at that point of the racetrack?
Here's the onboard camera with Rusty as he awaits the restart of the race.
He went on around and took the caution flag still in 3rd place.
Now we're going to replay from Rusty Wallace's in-car camera. That's turn 7.
He just got thrown a bit out of shape.
He was very fortunate to get that thing back on the racetrack.
That there was dirt there he could run across and not a guardrail to run into.
Yes.
And all heck broke loose behind him. While we are in red flag, we will have baseball tonight coming up in just a few moments. Carl Lavich, however, is standing by with a report, and while we are in this red flag situation, we're going to go to Carl for a preview of baseball tonight coming up in a few moments. Carl?
All right, hi folks, and welcome everyone. I'm Carl Ravitch in our Baseball Tonight studios. Obviously, because of the race, we're going to be abbreviated tonight. We want to get you up to date on the main games that went on today, and a reminder that SportsCenter follows Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN. Then comes Baseball Tonight, so at some point you'll be able to get all the highlights. Let's start with a team that had a chance to move into first place. Those are the Reds, battling the Astros. Down 1-0, Derek Bell. This one goes to right. Craig Biggio was on. This is a Houston team that is desperate for some runs. Good play from Tucker, who finds Reese, who throws home. And Biggio is done by 10 feet. Biggio, though, flashing a little leather here. Sean Casey had 3 hits in the game. Denied here. He's hitting .387. Still, good play by Biggio. A lot of good defense in this one. Michael Tucker already with his 6th home run. Keeps this one on the ground, but Bagwell is there to smother. That saves a run. Bottom 4, Astros down 1-0. Not anymore. Bagwell hits one as far as people can remember in the Astrodome off the bat of Bagwell. 67 runs batted in this season. He's hitting .320. It's 1-1. Lima gets Vaughn looking. Vaughn 3 Ks in the game, and then he got ejected for arguing. Bruce Dreckman throws him. 2 pitchers later, Barry Larkin, and Lima gets wild. Runners go into scoring position, 2nd and 3rd. Larkin, this time swings, hits one in the left. Michael Tucker, Sean Casey score. The Reds go up 3-1. And Barry Larkin's 50 RBIs help Cincinnati win again. 5-2, make it 8 straight. 7 in a row overall for your first place Reds. 8 straight on the road. They wipe out Arizona. They take care of Houston. They are now in first place, the latest they've been there since 1995. Best record in the majors. They now go home to play the Diamondbacks and Astros for 7.
You know, we're coming into Houston here hoping to get you know, a few games here and close in on the race, and for us to you know, even it up here, that's a big boost for us and a big confidence builder.
Nothing really surprised me around here. You know, we beat some good pitchers on the road. You know, we just, all I can say is we just executed, just did the small things to win.
The main thing we have going for us is that everybody in this clubhouse believes we can win, and that's what it's all about. As long as you believe you can win, it doesn't matter what anyone else says or does or writes, you know, because it has no effect over us.
You know, when you see them come in here and dominate us, their pitches dominate, you know that we're going to be in for a tough grind the rest of the way, and we knew that. It wasn't like we knew we were going to cakewalk through this season.
Well, Greg Maddux has given up 1 earned run in each of his last 2. He starts against the Mets, looking for his 3rd win in only his last 11. Nobody's given up more hits, but guess what? He didn't give up many today. Piazza smothered there. He went 0 for 3 in the game. Good job by Chipper Jones and Randall Simon at first. Now in the 3rd, Maddux dealing with Roger Cedeno. Hard hit to short. Ozzie Guillen, good play. Snare for the out. He'd help with a bat, too. Bottom 3, 1 on against Masato Yoshii, and Guillen just touching it. And it carried pretty good. His 9th double of the year. Braves go up 1-0 at that point. With that being up for Maddux, who had given up only 1 earned in each of his last 2. We'll find out. Mets, little D of their own. Maddux, 0 for 1. His average now at .296. Good play by Ventura. Now in the 8th, man on 3rd, 2 down. Maddux, Matt Franco's your pinch hitting specialist, and here he chases that off-speed stuff that dives to the ground. Top 9, 2 on, 2 down. Robin Ventura, John Rocker. 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 Ks, his 16th save. So the Braves get great pitching from Glavine and some Maddux, and they move 4 up on the Mets in the East. The Braves went 9-12. Maddux walked 2, K'd 6. He gave up only 2 hits. To the Yankees and the Orioles, Derek Jeter trying to wake up Don Zimmer. Jeter didn't play. Celebrated his 25th birthday Saturday. Also came up with a leg cramp. Bernie Williams, think he enjoys the number 2 spot, batting .341. 2nd home run of the game, 13th of the year. The Yanks are up 3-1. In the 8th, 3-2 Yanks, 1st and 2nd, nobody down. El Duque on the mound. Albert Bell went 1 for 4. 7 in the 3rd, 2 earned, 5 Ks for Hernandez. Joe Torre says you're coming out, my friend. 2 batters later, 2 down, lefty on lefty, and Mike Stanton gets Will Clark. Yankees pen went 1 2/3, didn't give up a hit. Luis Sojo did get a hit. In fact, 2 of them. Playing for the injured Jeter, 1st home run of the year, 1st since July of '97. First man to greet him at home, that guy, the shortstop. 6-2, the Yankees win, 6 games, 6 wins on the road. Hernandez, his 9th win. He's now 3-0 lifetime against the O's. Baltimore, a season-high 13.5 out of first. 10 under 500, 1-5 this season against the Yankees.
Usually gets it done.
Jim Parquet trying to cool off the Red Sox bats. Scored 11 in the first Saturday, 17 overall. It was the White Sox coming back, though, down 5-zip in the fourth. Frank Thomas had a couple of hits, including that shot, his 10th of the year. It's 5-1. 5 batters later, it's 5-2. And Craig Wilson has left the yard. 2-run shot, his first home run this season. White Sox hit 3 home runs in the fourth. They are down 5-4. Greg Norton struggled in the field. Darren Lewis to third.
Norton, gotta hurry.
Got a double clutch and threw it away. Bottom 7, Buford at the plate. Norton. No. That didn't lead to anything. Here, couldn't feel bat. He's got 17 errors this season, 3 in the game. The Red Sox are up 6-4. Down 6-5, Chicago. Tim Wakefield. Wilson waited and rocked Tim Wakefield's world. Second of the game, second of the year. Chicago grabs a 7-6 lead. Can the Red Sox find some magic? The pinch hitters, Reggie Jefferson. The pitchers, Bobby Howry. Good play by Caruso to flip. Great double play. And the Red Sox leave 9 on base. The White Sox rally and win 7-6. First blown save and 8 chances for Wakefield. 5 errors in the game. No John Valentin, by the way. Missed a second straight after they hit in the head Friday night. Also a day off for Ray Durham. This series continues on Monday. How about those Kansas City Royals? They scored 10 runs in the 8th Saturday. Beat the Indians 11-7. It's early in this one in the first. Manny Ramirez coming back off the injury. Singles off Rosado. That brings in Lofton. Manny's got 80 runs batted in. Then the wind started to pick up in Kansas City. The wind would have an effect on everybody. That's the cameraman's view. Anything Lofton felt trying to hit it. Then other problems. Lightning showed up. Rain delayed the game twice. They resume in the 7-5, 4-2 on. Richie Sexton. He got jammed and the wind shifted. Was blowing in. It's blowing out. Johnny Damon ran out of room. The ball didn't leave the park. Came back in. Sexton would end up on third with a triple. Scoring ahead of him, though, Omar Vizquel and Roberto Alomar. The Indians come back and they take care of the Royals by a final score of 6-5. Steve Reed gets the win. He improves to 2-0. The Indians win. Ends a 3-game losing streak. Dwight Gooden started, did not pitch very well. He gave you a third of an inning, 5 hits and 5 earned runs. Again, Sunday night baseball here, Dodgers and Giants. You can see that game after the race. We'll now go back out to Sears Point as they continue. They have cleaned up the accident. NASCAR race, less than 10 laps to go. Should be an exciting one. Again, we'll see you later on. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Carl. We are back live at Sears Point where the red flag remains out. Here's the situation. We just had a big crash involving Ricky Rudd and Ward Burton. They're okay, but they tore away some tires from the guardrail and put down some debris on the racetrack. And so the red flag was brought out because we've completed 107 laps and this race is 112, so less than 5 to go. Jeff Gordon is the leader of the race. Mark Martin is second. Rusty Wallace third. Now John Andretti moves up to 4th, and Dale Jarrett is up to 5th place. The second 5 are Sterling Marlin, Jeremy Mayfield, Jimmy Spencer, Dale Earnhardt, and Kyle Petty.
And you see the 22 cars sitting there on pit road, and the guys standing there with their hands on their hips. You can't work on the vehicle during a red flag condition. You can observe, you can see what's wrong, you can get ready to work on it, but you can't work on it.
And this is what happened. Rusty Wallace has gotten off the track, and then Ricky Rudd did.
He spins, comes across the racetrack, clips Ward Burton, and Burton in that outside fence hard, and also catches Jeremy Mayfield. I'll tell you what, a lot of cars made it, you'd think that more cars would be involved as narrow as the racetrack is, but fortunately everyone backed off, slowed down. See Tony Stewart passing cars on the grass.
And that's where the cars have been stopped near turn number 7. Down to Bill Weber.
With Ray Evernham, 2 easy questions. How's your car? How's your driver?
I think they're both hot and tired right about now. You know, this hopefully is giving him a chance to catch up, catch his breath a little bit. They're pretty hot in there. Mark's car seems to be a little bit better than ours right now. Hopefully Jeff can hang on. But if not, just want to see him get a good, safe finish, and hopefully we'll go out of here with a decent finish.
Mark looks a little stronger in 7 and 11.
Yeah, Mark's outbreaking us a little bit. Like I said, our car's been pretty good all day, so hopefully it'll let Jeff catch his breath a little bit, and we can hold on. If not, just get a good, safe finish out of it, and we'll be happy.
I know Mary's watching on TV today.
Yeah, and I want to say hi to her and Loretta. My mom-in-law's in the hospital, and she's recovering, and I know they're watching, so I just want to say hey.
Okay, Ray Evernham hoping this respite will help his driver get a second consecutive win at Sears Point. To John Kernan.
And I'm with Jimmy Finning, and he's talking to Mark Martin. Just a little bit, a few last-moment instructions. And Jimmy, can Mark get a shot at Gordon?
I don't know. We're pretty good. You know, Mark's the last session before the yellow flag, we were right on his bumper. But with 4 laps to go, you know, it's going to be pretty tough. But Mark's the best, so we'll see what he can do.
That's Jimmy Finning, Mark Martin's crew chief.
Well, San Francisco is a place to be this weekend. We are here at Sears Point Raceway, located north of San Francisco. Of course, down in the city itself, the X Games, which have attracted nearly 80,000 people in the last couple of days. And now we're about to go to 3Com Park on the south edge of San Francisco for the baseball game, which is coming up tonight. We're going to go away for a preview of that game. However, we will be back for the finish of this race when the green flag comes back out. Right now we're under red, and we have less than 5 laps to go. So let's go now to 3Com Park on the south edge of San Francisco, and let's get an update on the game coming up tonight.
ESPN, celebrating our 10th season as your home for Major League Baseball.
The Giants and the Dodgers, a rivalry as fierce and storied as any in sports. Their tradition is a part of the game's lore, each with a history of success, Hall of Fame stars, and epic moments. Bobby Thompson's shot heard round the world, part of a 20-year period, 1947 to 66, when the Dodgers and Giants dominated, winning a combined 13 National League pennants, while at the same time expanding baseball's cultural horizon. Robinson, Mays, Campanella, McCovey, Newcomb, Marichal. In 1958, both teams moved west, forever changing baseball's geography. In the 42 years since, the Dodgers certainly less lovable than in Brooklyn, possibly more successful. The once proud Giants yet to win a title by the Bay, but still causing Dodger heartache.
The right field hit hard. Monday going back. This ball is gone. Home run, Joe Morgan.
Tonight, in this, the last season of baseball at 3Com Park, who will step up among these ancient rivals and take their place amongst the memories? Join us now for the Giants and the Dodgers. And the big crowd is gathering here at 3Com Park at Candlestick Point. Sunday night baseball featuring the Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. In the National League West, both ball clubs very much alive. The Diamondbacks and the Giants at the top, they've both been struggling all week. The Dodgers and the Padres have started to make a move from the rear. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller. Welcome to Sunday Night Baseball. And this old rivalry that goes back more than 100 years continues tonight. And the Dodgers making a move here. They won the first 2. They're going for a sweep tonight. The Giants, meanwhile, tonight have their opening day lineup together for the first time since opening day. That means Barry Bonds, who missed 47 games in a row, is back in the lineup after elbow surgery. But how is he? He talked to Joe Morgan about that.
Barry, a lot of people think you may have come back too soon, but only you know the answer to that.
Well, I don't know what too soon is, Joe. The doctors cleared me, said that I wouldn't re-injure the tricep, and that it was at my choice to play. And I'm a baseball player, Joe, and that's what I was born to do. And I owe it to this game for what it's done for me and my family to at least give it an honest effort. Sure, I deal with pain at times, and sure, the elbow's still swollen, and I'm going through a little bit of adversity in a game that I've never gone through before. But that's part of baseball, and that's what I came into this game to do from the first time I walked on this field, is to give my all, regardless of the circumstances, and that's what I've been doing.
Well, the Giants and Barry are going on a theory that 80% of Barry Bonds is better than 100% of a lot of players. And I agree with that theory, John, but I think tonight we'll get a chance to see he can still turn on the fastball, but I'd have to see him adjusting to the other pitches, you know, with his elbow.
All right, and he'll get some good fastballs tonight from Chad Hall Park. Meanwhile, the Giants go to their veteran right-hander, Mark Gardner, to be the stopper. They've lost 5 in a row. He'll be going up against guys like Sheffield, Mondesi, Todd Hundley, and, of course, for for the Dodgers, Eric Karras.
Well, I think what you see here today, though, John, is they're trying to make it tough for Gardner. They put some left-handed bats in there. The Dodgers for the years have had all right-handed bats, and they've struggled. That's why they brought Todd Huntley over. They have Hollingsworth in there tonight. They're trying to add some left-handed bats to this right-handed lineup, and that'll be so tough for Gardner to handle tonight.
All right. So Huntley with 3 homers the first 2 games, batting left-handed. He's on a roll, it seems, back in the lineup for the first time in 2 weeks. And we've got the Giants trying to avoid being swept in their home ballpark. Now, stay tuned. We've got baseball coming up, but we're also going to be taking you back to Sonoma for the conclusion of that race when they get going up there again. So stay right here at ESPN.
Think something that small can't hurt your car? Even smaller carbon deposits can clog your car's fuel injectors. So use Gum Out Extra Fuel Injector Cleaner to get rid of deposits for smoother overall performance.
And did I mention better acceleration?
Drive your fuel injectors clean with Gum Out Extra.
A great many artists who later went on to become enormously famous actually got their start here in Latrobe painting the labels onto Rolling Rock bottles. And as they moved from glass to canvas, they used the bottle in their own work. I've often said they should make reproductions available to the public for educational purposes, but of course nobody listens to you when you wear a bow tie. This work is of profound historical significance. And also it makes a great gift.
This summer, join Club Ramada and every cool dip in our pool, every chilled drink on our menu, every cozy night in our rooms will be even more rewarding. Club Ramada is free to join, and every dollar you spend will take you closer to great rewards like free nights, free flights, and free fun stuff for the whole family. Join Club Ramada, and your summer will be cooler than ever. For reservations, call 1-800-2-RAMADA.
Can you believe it? $1 for a bag of hot air? This must be some high-grade helium.
Well, you can't get much for $1 these days.
Oh, come on. Sure you can. You can get all your long-distance phone calls for 99 cents.
Yeah, you're sillier than that clown.
The gentleman here refers to 10-10-220.
Big shoes, big brain.
Dial it, and it's only 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes. And just 10 cents a minute after that.
I can't believe it's that cheap.
Sicker, paleface.
Well, simply dial 10-10-220 and see for yourself.
Did you ever think America could be this good?
No, never.
10-10-220.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Obi-Wan, we've got to save the Queen.
Roger that! Mr. Jar Jar Binks come for comic relief.
Emergency landing on Tatooine.
Now, pod racing is west. Love you, Mom.
Love you, Padme. Oh no, Darth Maul! My brains are spilling out!
Oh, joy, weird.
This is the weirdest date I've ever been on. I'm out of here.
Go you must.
Farewell. Goodbye.
New cans introduced every few weeks this summer. Collect all 24.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Gum Out. Drive your fuel system clean with a complete line of Gum Out Performance Fuel Additives. And in part by Rolling Rock, a unique state of beer. And by Century 21, real estate for the real world.
We are But meanwhile, the Save Mart Cragen 350 at Sears Point Raceway is going to be going on. We'll be taking you back up there for the finish of the race. So stay tuned for that. If you had been tuned in for that, we'll be taking you back for the conclusion of the race when they're ready for it. Davey Johnson's Los Angeles Dodgers, and it has been a study in futility for much of this 1999 season. But they have won the first 2 games here in San Francisco. And here's a look at Davey's Pepsi starting lineup for tonight's game. Eric Young at second base. Todd Hundley, the catcher. Gary Sheffield is in left field, as he was not going to be in the lineup originally. Raul Mondesi in right field. Todd Hollingsworth in center field. Eric Karras at first, hitting 6th. Adrian Beltre at third. Jose Vizcaíno, a former Giant, is at short. And Sean Hopark is the pitcher. And the San Francisco Giants are just now taking the field here. At the stick, Mark Gardner takes the hill, trying to be the stopper for the Giants here tonight. Meanwhile, they're ready to finish up that race up in Sonoma. So we're going to have the ball game for you. But right now, we want to take you back up to Sonoma to Bob Jenkins and the rest of the race. Just about to get the green flag and complete this Save Mark Cragen 350K from Sears Point Raceway. They will come down and complete lap 109 and get the green flag. Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, John Andretti, and Dale Jarrett are the top 5. These last 3 laps should be something to watch.
Yep, I think you're right, Bob.
I think this break had to help Jeff Gordon because he was exhausted. We talked about it all day long. He isn't feeling that well. Has to help. And he also was able to get some water back there and a little bit of fluid. You know he feels a lot better than he did 30 minutes ago.
All the drivers were offered a drink of water during this red flag period, and of course most of them took advantage of it, including Jeff Gordon. So here we go now with the final 3 laps of the race. Pace car pulls off the racetrack. Gordon cleans the tires to make sure all the rolled up debris is off the tires and that the tires stick well as he approaches turn number 1. Here we go.
Got himself a good jump. Got about 3 car lengths out in front of Mark Martin. For 6th place, there was a big bottleneck going up into the turn. A couple of cars got off in the dirt, but they're okay. If you watch Mark Martin try to move in.
Gordon maintains the lead as they come down toward the chute. Mark Martin less than a car length behind, then a couple of car lengths separating Mark from Rusty Wallace.
So apparently there was no problem with Rusty Wallace. He just got off course there. We speculated that maybe he might have had a problem on tire go down or something, but that's not the case because he's still running good.
Now, this is a spot that Mark Martin has been gaining. He's been out braking Jeff Gordon going in turn 11. That's 10. They approach turn 11, coming out for 2 laps to go. Can Mark outbrake Jeff this time? No, not this time.
John Andretti is going by Rusty Wallace, takes over the 3rd position, and Kyle Petty has moved all the way up to 6th. He's got combined a number of cars since the green flag flew.
And there are 2 laps to go now as Gordon heads up the hill once again with Martin in hot pursuit. We want to remind you of a couple of things. First of all, the X Games at 9 o'clock Eastern time on the Deuce. And stay tuned. As soon as we get the checkered flag, we're going to be throwing you back to 3Com Park on the south side of San Francisco and John Miller for tonight's baseball game involving the Giants and the Dodgers.
Turn 7, where Jeff had a problem earlier today, got off the course. This time he gets through.
Martin has only won 1 race so far this year. That was at Rockingham. Sterling Marlin is off the racetrack. As once again, Gordon comes down through turn number 10 and comes to turn 11.
Coming down for the white flag, Mark. You've got 2 more chances at your best spot.
Looks like Jeff.
Oh, and Mark really
tried sideways.
He really tried. He got a little bit too deep. Got the back end out. Jeff Gordon will take the white flag.
1 more lap to go. Here's the white flag coming out for Jeff Gordon. There will be a couple of more opportunities that Mark will have to make the pass, but so far Gordon has been successful holding him off.
Right here, Mark's been getting through this corner. I thought maybe he might try to drive under it. Could not, as Jeff gets to that corner well.
John Andretti has moved into 3rd position.
And I mentioned a moment ago that Kyle Petty moved to 6th. He's dropped back to about 8th now because Jimmy Spencer has moved up to 6th.
No driver has ever won 4 consecutive NASCAR Winston Cup races on a road course. If Jeff is able to take the checkered flag, he will be the first driver ever to do it. He's through turn 7. There was a good passing opportunity for Mark, and now really there's only 1 more, BP.
Turn 11, this is the S's. Mark is right there. He's on the back bumper, and he's driving his heart out. So is Jeff. The left-hander turn 9. They'll go back to the right in 10, and then down for 11. Downshifting on the brakes hard.
Martin is trying everything he can to pull even and pass Jeff Gordon. He's got one last shot. He looked like he might try from the outside. Now he goes to the inside, but no, the car is sideways on him once again. And here comes Jeff Gordon to take the checkered flag and win the St. Mark Reagan 350 at Sears Point. His fourth road course win, second here at Sears Point. And the fourth win of 1999. He also won at Daytona, Atlanta, and California. He's going to go to our McDonald's Winner's Circle. Later tonight, we will have the interview for you on RPM tonight. Jeff Gordon wins here at Sears Point. Now let's go to 3Com Park in South San Francisco for tonight's baseball game. Here is John Miller.
And we are underway here at 3Com Park at Candlestick Point. John Miller and Joe Morgan with you. The Dodgers got a leadoff single from Eric Young. Todd Huntley, the second hitter, popped up to third. Now Gary Sheffield to the plate with a count of 2-0 as he fouls one off to the right. And it is 2 balls and 1 strike. The second pitch to Sheffield saw Eric Young steal second base. So he is at second with 1 out here in the first inning. Sunday night baseball from 3Com Park at Candlestick Point in San Francisco on a bright, sunshiny late afternoon here in the city that is just brimming with activity this weekend. We just saw the end of the race up in Sonoma up north of here. That's a nice curveball for a cold strike, and it is 2-2 to Sheffield. Mondesi is on deck. Also, of course, the X Games going on right downtown, not too far from here. And they will be seen again tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Pacific on ESPN2, The Deuce. The X Games are drawing very large crowds of people down in the Embarcadero. Young is running, the curveball taken, the throw to third, the tag, he's out. Nice pickup by Bill Miller as the ball was bounced in by Maine.
Very ill-advised play. You have Gary Sheffield up, Raul Mondesi following him, and you get thrown out trying to steal third base with 1 down. I mean, if you're going to go in this situation, you have to be 99% sure you're going to make it. And this is not even a great throw, but you can see the ball is there in such a short time that there's no chance for EY to make it.
Meanwhile, the count 3-2 to Sheffield with nobody on. And he pops this one right back over our heads into the upper deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count remains.
And that is just a bad base running play. And that's why a lot of people say that stolen bases sometimes can hurt you. Well, it can hurt you if you pick inopportune times to run.
Yeah.
He stole second to get himself in the scoring position. He's there for Sheffield and then Mondesi. All he's got to do is wait and let one of them do their job. They get paid to drive in runs, and let them drive them in.
Late timeout granted there by Charlie Rutherford with Gardner already into his motion. 3-2 the count. Raul Mondesi on deck. He would be next. 2 down, nobody on in the first inning. And the walk to Sheffield. And here comes Mondesi now. He's got 19 homers. Although when we saw Mondesi earlier this year, Joe, on Sunday Night Baseball, he was in a real home run tear. In fact, Mondesi had 18 home runs in the first 47 games, which tied Gil Hodges' all-time Dodgers record for most homers after that number of games. But now he's only hit 1 homer in the last 25 games.
Mondi has always been a streaky hitter. He gets hot and he stays hot for a while. But when he's cold, he's really cold because he swings at a lot of bad pitches. He swings at a lot of breaking balls off the plate, and he will chase a lot of pitches. But when he's swinging the bat really well, some of those pitches he can handle.
It looked like Gardner tried to make him swing at one of those bad ones right there.
What they've tried to do is mix their lineup a little bit, John, because basically they're a right-handed hitting lineup. They've added Todd Hollinsworth in there tonight just to get another left-handed bat in this lineup.
A little bit low with the slider. 2 balls and no strikes to Mondesi. Todd Hollinsworth is on deck. Sean Ho Park, the Dodgers starter, has been part of the disappointment for the Dodgers in the first half of the season. He's not been able to get it going. Carlos Perez has struggled horribly in the first part of the year, although yesterday he pitched a beauty.
And hit well, too. 3 for 3.
Started a 2-run rally with a double. He drove in a run with a 2-out surprise bunt that he beat out. And that brought home the 3rd run. Of course, Todd Hundley, who's been a major disappointment, with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in yesterday. Hundley popped out to 3rd in his first at bat tonight. Hundley, of course, sat out for nearly 2 weeks and worked on his throwing mechanics with Rick Dempsey, the Dodger bullpen coach, but also had extra batting practice duties with Rick Down, the Dodgers hitting instructor. Fastball runs inside, and Gardner's down 3-0 to Mondesi with Hollingsworth on deck.
And this even makes the glaring mistake by Eric Young even more pronounced now, because, I mean, he should be at second with a 3-0 count, 1 out with Mondesi hitting. And that would force Gardner to give Mondesi a pitch to hit, because Hollingsworth would be on deck, a left-handed hitter.
Did the Giants a great favor. Mondesi swings away and 3-0, pops it up. Maine looking up into the bright blue sunshiny sky. In foul ground, he's got it. Could have been a lot more for the Dodgers than what they got. 1 man left. The Giants coming up from San Francisco.
As a force player, the only way you get better is to play against defenders that are bigger, stronger, and meaner than you. There you go. Come on. You have to take the paint. Nobody owns the paint.
And don't bring your C game to Camp Force. Bring your A game.
Man, you're going to get rejected by someone who don't even have hands. Tractor, come show them how it's done.
Go, Tractor. Show them how it's done now.
Uh-oh. Richie, we got a triple scooper here.
The mystery, the adventure of Disney's Tarzan. Now in theaters is only as fun as your nearest McDonald's. Your heart will pound, your pulse will race. You'll get a surprise. Buy a McFlurry dessert or chicken McNuggets. Feel the thrill, feel the tap. Get a surprise every time. Wild offers or free food. Even the all-new Chevy Tracker. There's only one place on earth to find this kind of heart-pounding suspense. Did somebody say McDonald's?
We spin them. We freeze them. We push quality to the limit. And then we crash them. Now you can ride along. At the new Test Track, presented exclusively by General Motors. Open now at Walt Disney World Resort. Fasten your seatbelt.
Dusty Baker, former Dodgers star, now the outstanding manager of the San Francisco Giants. He's won 2 Manager of the Year awards in the last 6 years, beginning in 1993 and won it again in 1997. Dusty Baker with the Pepsi batting order that he has produced for today's game, and it was the opening day lineup. Marvin Bernard in center field, Bill Miller at third, Barry Bonds in left field. Bonds, since returning from the disabled list, has not hit a whole lot, although in the last week has shown more signs of being like Barry Bonds again after a very slow start upon his return. Jeff Kent at second, J.T. Snow at first, Ellis Burks at right, Rich Aurelia at short, Brent Maine the catcher, and Mark Gardner the pitcher bats ninth. And on the mound for the Dodgers, the hard-throwing right-hander, John Hopark.
And John, you're right. He throws hard, but he's been leaving a lot of pitches over the plate, and he's given up a lot of home runs. Has a good breaking ball, good curve ball, a hard slider, and a changeup. So he's really has all the tools to be a good pitcher, but his location has been off, and he's been leaving a lot of pitches where the hitters can handle.
And one thing, too, he has been murdered by left-handed hitters this year. Right. The lefties have hit him harder than they've hit any other pitcher in the National League so far. Marvin Bernard bluffing the bunt, taking ball 1.
But he's handled right-handed pitchers pretty well. That's the only
right-handed
good thing. Right-handed hitters have hit 203 against him.
Marvin again shows the bunt, takes the ball, 2-0 the count. Marvin Bernard has dropped down 19 bunts in fair territory this year and has reached base 12 times.
That's a great percentage, John. I mean, you don't hit 12 for 19. So anytime you can bunt 12 for 19, that means you're doing much better than you would if you would have swung the bat all those times.
And he's shown himself to be a very fine bunter and really sort of increased his reliance on the bunt after a visit from Red Butler. There's a called strike. Atlanta was in town. Brett Butler was in to do the game on television. He talked to Marvin Bernard. And Marvin was in the midst of his worst ever slump. And Brett Butler suggested that maybe he think about bunting a little more often. And if anybody would know about the value of that, it would be Brett Butler. 2-2 to Bernard. Bill Miller and Barry Bonds on deck. We mentioned the lefties have hit Chad-Hall Park extremely well this year. That is a foul ball. Karras picks it up in foul ground. Still 2-2. Left-handed hitters, when you add all their numbers together, have a combined 367 batting average. That's Ty Cobb. Left-handed hitters collectively have been Ty Cobb, who had a 367 career batting average. And also, the left-handed hitters have hit 11 home runs. That's more homers by left-handed hitters than any other pitchers given up. 2-2 the count. And there's a base hit.
And that's the problem that he's been having. He had 2 balls, 2 strikes, but he throws the fastballs up a little bit. He jams him. He actually makes a pretty good pitch, but Bernard's able to fight it off and get a base hit into center field. Let's take a look at the Dodgers defensively. Todd Hundley, I should say, behind the plate, is the guy that's really they're concerned about. He's only thrown out 7 base runners out of 63 that have tried to steal. And we'll see if the Giants test him early here.
Bernard stole 2 bases yesterday against Hundley. I say against Hundley.
Well, yeah.
Hundley and also Alan Mills, who was pitching at the time. He stole 2nd and 3rd in the 8th inning.
They stole 3 total bases with Hundley behind the plate. We'll just use that phrase. But most of the time, John, you do steal the bases off the pitchers.
Angel Pena had been doing the catching the last couple of weeks with Hundley sitting out. There goes Bernard. Big jump. Well, now, I don't have any idea. He got deep, Joe. I mean, he started to stop and is very fortunate. Had Hundley made any kind of a throw at all, Marvin Bernard would be the most embarrassed man on the West Coast.
Well, we could see there Hundley's throwing problems. It takes him a long time to get rid of the ball, plus it doesn't have a lot of velocity. Look how long it takes him to get rid of this ball. And you're right about Bernard, and that's how you hurt your ankles too, going to second base like that. You see Hundley, he just takes a little longer to get rid of the ball than you want your catcher to do. And one of the problems he's had is he was an outfielder for a while last year.
Bill Miller, the hitter, and that will move Bernard over to 3rd. Good situational hitting by Bill Miller on the very next pitch after the steal. And now Barry Bonds is coming up.
And I expect Barry to be able to handle Chad-Hall Park's fastball. Is making adjustments to the other pitches that I think he'll have problems with. When you first get back, you can always hit the fastball if you're a fastball hitter. But recognizing pitches and making adjustments are the problems you have after a long layoff, because your timing is the first thing that suffers, not the quickness of your bat, but their timing of handling the other pitches.
Bonds 289 overall. And a lot of pitchers have been going after him that way with that high fastball.
Well, he's always been vulnerable to the high fastball, John, up and in, as long as you get it inside. I mean, he likes the ball out over the plate. Most pitchers try to pitch him in, and if you get the ball up and in, you're better off. But if you miss by 6 inches and get the ball over the plate, over his career, he's made a living off of that pitch.
Well, now Hundley's going to go out and talk to Chad-Hall Park. Here's that steal, Joe. We were talking about Bernard.
Now, you see, he gets the jump. He's got his head down. He doesn't know what's going on. I mean, I don't know exactly how you take off to steal a base. You didn't hear the ball hit any place, and all of a sudden he slowed up, and then he realized he had to get his foot in there. You should always run in slide anyway. I mean, that's the point. If you don't hear the ball hit or put in play, and there wasn't a sound of a bat.
Bonds pops it up. Shallow left. Vizcaíno out. Sheffield in. Bernard bluffs, forces him to throw it, and he makes a strong throw right to the cutoff man, Beltre.
And that's that problem we're talking about. 80% of Barry Bonds right now, and that's what you get. That's 80%. Barry Bonds normally gets the guy in from 3rd with less than 2 outs. But Chad-Hall Park made 2 good pitches. Fastball up and in that he couldn't catch up with, and he gets another fastball in that Bonds can't get the barrel of the bat out on. So that's the price you pay when you have a guy that's less than 100% playing every day.
And it's been awfully tough for Barry psychologically because, I mean, he has been one of the best players in the game in his time, and to not be able to call on all of his physical capabilities is very difficult.
Yeah, but you know what the other players around the league say? Welcome to the big leagues. Now you see what the rest of us go through. I mean, the Ken Griffey Jr.'s of the world, the Barry Bonds, and all those great players, they have very rarely struggled. So the other players around the league say, this is what I go through every day.
Now Jeff Kent, 1 ball and no strikes. Runner at third, 2 down, time taken. Now Kent, who drove in 128 runs last year, even though he only played 132 games, and he has struggled with the RBI bat here, especially on this homestand. In 9 games on the homestand, Kent has only 1 run batted in. The slider is low. 2-0.
John, what's interesting to me is that the Giants are still like third in the league, you know, in runs scored with this lineup. And Kent hasn't been hot yet. Barry Bonds, of course, hasn't been hot because he's been out. And Ellis Burks has been out. They're still doing pretty well. And there you see the numbers.
5.4 runs a game, third in the league. Kent down the right field line, twisting into the corner. Mondesi gives chase. This one is a foul ball.
And John, you can see the wind really pushing that ball. When Kent first hit it, that was going to be an extra base hit. And in another ballpark, that would have been. But the wind just really pushed that ball, and you can see the flags blowing toward right field. Pushed that ball foul. I mean, when the ball started out, it was at least 40 feet fair, and the wind helped push it. Of course, the slides helped a little bit too, but it lands about 3 feet foul. But that ball was at least 50 feet fair when it started off his bat.
Wait a minute, you said 40, now it's 50.
Well, you know.
Do I hear 60?
Guesstimate here, you know. And if I see that replay again, it might have been 60.
Well, I mean, that's no kidding. I mean, in this ballpark, I've seen balls hit the straightaway center that get caught in right center. High pop foul coming over is Karras. And this, too, will get blown back in amongst the spectators. So the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kent. And there's the view from high above Candlestick Point. This old ballpark, it opened in 1960. This is the 40th year of baseball at Candlestick Point and the final year for baseball here. They are estimating the number of days to the opening day in their new ballpark, Pacific Ballpark in downtown San Francisco. 290 days. Next April, they'll move into a beautiful new ballpark down in the China Basin area of San Francisco. 2-2 to Kent. Nice save by Hundley.
Very good play there by Hundley. And the Chan Ho Park has to have a lot of confidence in the catcher to be able to throw that pitch. One of the things that happens when you get a runner at third is that it takes away normally that sharp breaking ball down low. But you see Park has confidence enough to throw it. That's a great job there by Hundley. That was not an easy pitch to block. He moved his body out in front and knocked it down. Good play.
Rick Dempsey, the Dodger bullpen coach, who's been working with him. He's throwing at his footwork. Kent bloops one. Hollingsworth in a hurry. Base hit. Bernard scores, and Kent is delivered with 2 down. It is 1-0 Giants.
Well, Chan Ho Park threw a couple of breaking balls away, and then he came in with a fastball on the hands, and Kent being strong enough to muscle it into the outfield, gets a base hit, and puts the Giants on the board. Here's the target. See that fastball runs in, it jams him, but he's strong enough to get it to the outfield. And you can see that there's no way that Hollingsworth is going to be able to make that play. Bounces several feet in front of him.
So Kent is aboard his 48th RBI of the year. And here's J.T. Snow. 1-0, the Giants ahead. And Kent, who was completely healthy at the beginning of this year, last year, had all kinds of foot problems and knee problems. And earlier this year, he was stealing bases at an excellent pace. He's got 10 steals. Snow takes ball 1 up and away. But about a month month ago on a 7-game trip to Montreal and Philadelphia, all turf road trip. Jeff Kent came down with a case of turf toe, and that has hobbled him a little bit since that time. JT Snow hitting .301, 8 homers, 47 RBIs, up and away again, ball 2. 2-0 the count to JT Snow, looking down at Sonny Jackson, the third base coach. This is Jeff Kent. Terrace on the bag with Kent. Snow now exclusively a left-handed hitter as the count goes to 3-0. Now Hundley's going to go out for the second time in the inning to talk to John Ho Park. Ellis Burks is on deck. Snow, who had always been a switch hitter, but always a much better left-handed hitter than right-handed, and finally was convinced to become exclusively a left-handed hitter. And JT has actually been hitting the lefties with some great success. Snow against left-handed pitching is hitting .278. It's called a strike, 3-1. Now he's hitting .278 against the lefties, even though he started the year by going 2 for 25. So since that sort of breaking in period against left-handers, batting left-handed, Snow has hit extremely well, around .380. Facing a right-hander here as Kent is back. 3-1 the count to Snow. There goes Kent. And it's ball 4. Kent had a pretty good jump, but it didn't matter. The walk for Snow.
And a lot of times people, think that you're overstating the fact that Hundley's not throwing well, but I don't really think you are. I think the problem, it causes a pitcher a lot of psychological problems. He says, I've got to think about the runner more now with Hundley catching than I would if someone else, say Charles Johnson, was back there. And I think that takes a little bit away from his concentration on the hitter. And so I think, this is a problem the Dodgers are going to have to deal with the entire season.
And that's a good point. The one that Davey Johnson has talked about as Ellis Burks stands in. Called a strike at the knees. And then as big a problem, if not more, that the pitchers spend so much of their concentration on trying to keep the runners extra close because Hundley has not thrown well.
And anytime you take concentration away from the hitter, it's going to hurt you.
A little bit low there with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Burks yesterday, in his first game back for the disabled list, launched one over the center field wall. A very dramatic moment before a big Giants-Dodgers crowd, and electrified the crowd as they were down 4-2 in the 8th inning, and he hit a 3-run homer over the 400-foot marker in center. And he changed up there with a slider, and it's 1-2.
Chandler Park has good weapons against right-handed hitters. I mean, he's got a great curveball, he's got a great slider, he's got a good fastball, and he's working on a change, so he has enough to get the right-handers out. His problem is location against left-handers. He struggles more with his location against left-handed hitters than he does against right-handed hitters.
Burks has fared fairly well against Park in the past. 3 hits, 7 at-bats. Kevin Brown watching the action. That slider is too low. 2-2 to Burks. Ellis Burks, 3 hits and 7 previous at-bats, including a double and a homer against Park. Rich Aurelia, the Giants shortstop, on deck. The Giants ahead 1-0 as Park really laboring in the first. He's thrown 26 pitches already. 2-2. 2 on, 2 out. And he struck him out. Good movement on that fastball. Nice pitch. 2 men left. The Giants get a run. Todd Hollinsworth coming up. 1-0 San Francisco.
I'm an engineer. Now, to do my job the way it needs to be done means I need the right tools. I needed notebook computers preloaded with a powerful, easy-to-use, reliable business operating system. So I called Dell. Dell pre-installed Windows NT workstation on custom-built Latitude notebooks. Dell pioneered this direct way, which has made my life easier.
Be direct. Dell. Dell notebooks use Intel Pentium 2 processors.
This is Propecia, a pill that might interest you. Talk to your doctor. And call 1-888-5-MERC-9 to see if you're eligible for a $10 rebate certificate. Propecia. There's no reason to wait.
There's a better way to toast us up. Quiznos Oven-Baked Classics.
There's a lot of reasons why so many people who take care of their cars turn to AutoZone each week. The low prices on the replacement parts they really need, and the large selection of the things they simply want. But most of all, they come to AutoZone because of the helpful, friendly people who work there. The kind of folks who know their stuff and who'll go the extra mile to help you out. Because after all, taking pride in taking care of people is what AutoZone is all about.
At Circuit City, we have everything you need for your computer.
From software and hardware to printers, high-speed modems, memory, or you can design your own system.
Right now at Circuit City, save $225 on this eMachines computer with 15-inch monitor and color printer, just $499.99 after mail-in rebates. Our knowledgeable sales counselors will help you find just what you're looking for, and you'll always get a guaranteed low price. Save on your new computer today at Circuit City.
Got a noisy car? For $29.95, get our Economizer Plus muffler and our nationwide guarantee. Now $29.95. Go safely, go Midas.
Sunday night baseball. The Giants won, the Dodgers nothing as we go to the second inning. The Dodgers coming up with Todd Hollandsworth, Eric Karras, and Adrian Beltre against Mark Gardner. Beautiful weekend here in San Francisco. No fog, which usually this time of year you get some fog. Todd Hollandsworth standing in, and a strike call to the outside corner. Now Hollandsworth yesterday got the start at first base in place of Eric Karras, and today he was originally in the lineup in place of Gary Sheffield, which enabled Davey Johnson to get a left-right look in his order. Every other hitter a lefty. Broken bat past the mound. Kent's going to have to hurry. Hollandsworth is fast. Nice play by Kent. And there is one away. Well, we mentioned that this has been a sports mecca here in Northern California this weekend. The X Games, they've had the practice rounds, and they will kick off tonight here from San Francisco at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN2. Be a lot of exciting events. The bicycle stunt, sport climbing, skateboarding, and more. From San Francisco down to Piers 30 and 32, right near where the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge comes into the city along the Embarcadero, and they've had overflow crowds there already. And there's a called strike on the inside to Eric Karras. I mean, yesterday they had over 44,000 here for the Giants Dodgers, and they had an overflow crowd down on the Embarcadero for the X Games. Curveball just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike to Karras. In fact, they were trying to turn people away from even heading down into that vicinity yesterday. The crowds were so big. Fastball. Blew it past him, 1-2.
John, for the last 10 years or so, the Dodgers have lived and died with a right-handed hitting lineup. You know, they had Piazza, Mondesi, all these right-handed, Karras, all these right-handed hitters in a row.
That curve right to Aurelia and short.
And they have basically struggled with that, John. And this is the difference I think you see in Davey Johnson. He's not going to live and die with all those right-handed hitters. You see today he's got Hollandsworth in, he's got Vizcaino in, and they were going out to get a left-hander to go in there like Todd Huntley behind the plate. Huntley has not produced so far this year, but Davey Johnson's not going to live and die with just a right-handed lineup.
Well, he said that it could be Karras who's out one day. He said maybe Mondesi or Sheffield or somebody else the next. That ball is ripped by Beltre, and Bonds catches it on the short hop. It's a base hit for Beltre.
That was interesting for me because did you see Barry protecting his left elbow on that play? And he's going to have to do that for a while. Watch him when he makes this dive. He keeps his left hand, his left elbow clear of the ground. Now watch his left elbow. See how he holds it up? He's trying to make sure it doesn't pound the turf, and you see he holds it right there. He doesn't let it hit the ground, and he's going to have to play left field like this for a while. So you're looking at a Gold Glove outfielder playing at about 80% of his ability.
Now here is Jose Vizcaíno. Spent the 1997 season with the Giants and helped the Giants in a great pennant race come from behind near the end and beat the Dodgers for the Western Division title. And the next year he signed with the Dodgers, the organization with which he began his career. He's playing every day at shortstop right now with the injury to Mark Grzelcyk, the former Expo acquired by the Dodgers last year along with Carlos Perez. Grzelcyk apparently gets so angry, so upset one day after a game or during a ball game, he slammed his fist into a concrete wall, and guess who won?
And guess who's going to win every time?
Yeah, so he's on the DL. That slow curve in there for a called strike. 1-2. That curveball is a very big pitch for Gardner. He's not a real hard thrower.
Well, he's going to have to make pitches like this, especially, you know, when he's behind in the count, to keep these hitters off balance. And he has very good rotation on the curveball, and he has very good speed. It's a change of pace kind of a curveball.
Caught by Bill Miller at third. Vizcaíno hits into some bad luck. He really hit a rocket, but Bill Miller is right there. One hit, one left. 1-0. The Giants lead. Rich Aurelia coming up.
It's bull. Finally, Hondas and Acuras for less at Riddle. New Honda Civics, $99 down, $99 a month. New Accords, $99 down, $149 a month. New Acura Integras, $99 down, $199 a month. New Acura CL, $99 down, $249 a month. Unbelievable bargains. Don't miss it. Acura CL, Integra, Honda Accord, Civic. We're committed to doubling our sales at Riddle Honda and Riddle Acura in Chesapeake.
Get the keys. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Take special care during the 101 critical days of summer from your local State Farm agents.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The top seniors gather at Hobbits Glen Golf Club for the State Farm Senior Classic. Begins Friday at 1 on ESPN.
Back here at Sears Point, Jeff Gordon today became the first driver in NASCAR Winston Cup history to win 4 consecutive road course races. He held off Mark Martin. Dale Jarrett will maintain his points lead. Mark Martin did move to 3rd in the point standings. Gordon will remain 5th. Back to baseball.
Okay, Bob, and here we are in San Francisco at 3-Cop Park at Candlestick Point. Sunday night baseball. The Giants won, the Dodgers nothing as we go to the last of the 2nd inning. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan, and Rich Aurelia leads off for the Giants. A lot of good shortstops around baseball right now, especially in the American League with Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, Nomar Garcia-Parra leading the way. And in the National League, of course, Barry Larkin, Ray Ordonez, guys you hear about a lot, but maybe you don't hear so much about this guy, Rich Aurelia, but he leads all National League shortstops in homers with 12. 41 runs batted in, is hitting .298. His first real full season where he was the everyday shortstop going in. Facing Chan Ho Park, bluffing the bunt, taking ball 2.
Well, after Barry Larkin got off to his usual slow start, he's been swinging the bat well. He's well over 300 now also.
And Barry is just having an outstanding year, as are the Reds.
Yeah, they took over first place today. They, by percentage points, moved ahead of Houston. They beat Houston yesterday, today, and they've moved into a first place tie, but they're ahead by percentage points.
I mean, this week they played in two of the roughest places in the National League to play. Arizona and then Houston. And they won every game in both venues. And there are the standings. They're in a virtual tie, but by percentage points they're ahead of the Astros. A stunning weekend at the Astrodome. This is Beltre. Got a great arm. And he throws out a Whittier. There is one away. 1 down, nobody on, and the batter will be Brent May. And this is the final year for baseball here at Three-Count Park. It, of course, used to be for many, many years known as Candlestick Park. And when it was opened, this is the way you and I remember. This is Candlestick Park.
Yeah, this area out here, the wind just blew like this all the way back in. Willie Mays lost a lot of home runs that first year in this ballpark.